Joe Biden. I'm running for, in this case, running for President of the United States. Look me over. If you like what you see, help out. If not, vote for the other person. One tax loophole out of $1,600,000,000,000 worth. $1,400,000,000,000 worth. Out of $1,400,000,000,000, excuse me, $1,400,000,000,000. It's hard to even say it, it's so much. And by the way, it's cost a lot of money. It cost about $740 billion over 10 years. Every single on Putin in terms of Iraq. In terms of what was going on in Ukraine. My long friend, time friend, and she's a friend. She's been my friend in and out of public life. It will cost 1/30th. 1/30th. Costs a lot of money. Almost $740 billion to do what I want to do over 10 years. But not 30 trillion. Don't worry, I'm so serious. Children, I love to hear them. But President Trump and the demagogues around the world, but if Donald Trump is reelected, so people are figuring out there's not a damn thing we can do that we set our mind to that we can't get done. The single...
That's right, folks. You know what we're talking about today. We're talking about creepy, angry, terrible, mind-melting Joe. Joe Biden. I just wanted to emphasize how unfit Joe Biden actually is. Because why is he such a protected pick on CNN and just in the Democratic Party in general? All of the liberal media defend Joe to the T, to the end of the line. They see his cognitive abilities are wearing away. He is not capable of even forming a sentence anymore. And he says things in such confused, rambling states that you can't even really understand what he's trying to say anymore. And he cannot articulate full sentences that have any sort of meaning. And they honestly feel that he is the top primary pick. Oh boy, and he's suitable for president, and not only suitable for president, but that he is the chosen one to go against Donald Trump, the king of wit and the king of comebacks, and win. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to tell you, first of all, welcome to Bullshit Busters. Thank you for watching. This is your host as usual. Not a typical way to start my video, but I just wanted to show you kind of what you were getting into before we started. Creepy Joe, guys. Creepy Joe. And I didn't even show the creepy parts yet. I'm going to save that for another video. Today, I just showed his cognitive dissonance, his inability to form a sentence, his inability to articulate his thoughts, and the fact that he is forgetting everything in his thoughts to begin with. Somewhere in that compilation video, he didn't even remember Barack Obama's name. It was insane. And as I displayed, he didn't even remember Trump's name. He can't even say it right. So that's going to be interesting when they take the debate stage. And oh boy. So I wanted to go over something else, too, as well. I have here an article, like a video article, kind of an opinion piece on Australian news media called Sky Australia News. And in this article, this woman is going to talk about Joe and the Australian perspective of Joe as it stands right now, how they see him falling apart. The nation, the entire nation of Australia sees this man falling apart, sees this man bending at the seams, not even really able to even keep himself up anymore. His team is actively removing him as fast as they can from debate stages, from any kind of public speaking event, any kind of situation where he has to be in front of a microphone, being asked questions or anything of that sort. He is removed. He is instantly rushed away as soon as possible. So, with that being said, they have more to say on this video article. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys have at it. Go ahead and take a look at this. I'm going to let you guys listen to this, and I'll go ahead and stop the video at points so that we can discuss points of what they're saying, whether we agree or disagree. You guys can go ahead in the comments below, state your agreements or disagreements. I'm not saying anything one way or another. I personally do not support Joe Biden. I personally do not think he is a good fit for president. I personally do not think he would even stand a chance against Trump. But that's just my opinion. If you feel differently, that is entirely on you. That is entirely for you to figure out. I would say that, if nothing else, take a deep and considerable look into Joe's way of being right now, and look at the way he acts, and look at the way he talks, and you tell me that that's a suitable president. You find a way to tell me, without bringing up Trump, whether or not Joe Biden's a suitable president. So, I still have yet to have anybody tell me reasons beyond just Trump that Joe Biden would be a reasonable pick to vote for, despite the fact that he has sexual assault allegations posed against him, some with credible evidence, mind you, and that he has been caught on camera a multitude of times, sniffing young girls' hair, inappropriately touching women, and I've said this on another video, but I just want to reemphasize that this man is not a good man. He's a scumbag, on top of being a scumbag, and being corrupt, and having had corrupt dealings in the past, he doesn't even remember anyone's name anymore. He doesn't even remember where he is, or who he is, or what's going on. Why would that be a suitable pick for president? Why is the left ignoring all the bullshit he's done, all the corrupt things he's done, all the corrupt things he has attached to his name, all the scandal he has going on? Why are they ignoring the sexual assault claims against him when there is actual credible evidence to suggest he did what he did? Because this woman has been pursuing this case since the 1990s. The woman who is the primary woman who's posing sexual assault charges against Joe Biden has been pursuing the case since the 90s, has not stopped since. And she has posed as much credible evidence as she can. And where's the outcry and the outrage? When this happened against Trump, when this was Trump's dealing, when he was accused of sexual assault with no credible evidence, you guys hopped on that shit like white on rice. Where is the equal retaliation against Joe? Why are you guys defending him so hard? Why are you so delusioned? Why are you so delusioned? You're so angry, and you're so delusioned, and you're so determined to beat Trump when you don't even know what the fuck Trump is doing anymore. You guys are long gone from knowing what the fuck Trump is doing anymore. I'm not a whole 100% fan of Trump myself. There are times where he does get my criticism. There are times where he does face my negative thoughts. There are times where I say, wow, Trump, that is such a stupid thing to say, or such a stupid thing to do. But that's about as much as I can say about him anymore. Because for the most part, I do have to admit, he's at least doing something. He's trying. And albeit it's not perfect, he's doing what he has to do. And he's still a mentally capable man. He can still articulate sentences. He can still stand there and have a discussion. And when he goes to rallies, he talks for a long time. Even every time he has a speech, every time there's a conference, he's there talking full sentences without issue for lengths of time. Joe can't even form one sentence without falling apart at the seams. So, here we go. We're going to go ahead and take a look at this video article, on the Australian perspective of Joe Biden right now. And we'll go ahead and see what they have to say, and what evidence they have to point out that concerns them about Joe. And we'll go from there. Let's check it out.
To speak about the man who most likely will challenge President Donald Trump at the coming US presidential election, Joe Biden, who overnight gave a speech laying out his plans to overcome coronavirus and to condemn Trump for the spread of the virus in the US, despite the fact that when the president closed the US's borders to non-citizens travelling from China, Biden was among those critical of the move. Remember those cries of racism when the US and Australia were among the first countries to restrict travel from China?
Yeah, no, I actually wanted to comment on that. She raised a good point. At this point, Donald Trump has completely restricted travel from China to here. People are sitting there calling him racist. They're bagging on him, calling him a bigot, this and that and the other. When just before, when he said he wouldn't completely ban, he would allow at least green card holders to come back. He wasn't going to completely ban at first. He was going to allow the green card holders to come back. The left and Joe Biden specifically were bashing on him about how he's not being hard enough, how he's not having a tough enough response against China, and that he needs to do better, and he needs to prioritize the safety of the nation in this coronavirus instance. Trump does exactly what they tell him and ask him to do. They pressure him to do. They fucking made fun of him for not doing. He does exactly what they say. And then they flip around and they say, you're a racist, you're a bigot, how could you? Chinese people deserve respect, this and that and the other. What do you want? What do you want? What do you fucking people want? You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't have him not restrict travel and also restrict travel. That doesn't make sense. You guys are literally, and you're forcing my hand in defending him. He can only do so much. He can only do so much. You either want him to ban the travel or you don't want him to ban the travel. Right now he banned the travel, not only to keep us safe from further spread of the coronavirus, but to also prevent temporary workers from taking our jobs when the economy does reopen and does recover. Why would we want that? Think in the long run, people. Like, think about what you're doing. Think about what you're saying. She raises a good point. It's like such a double standard fucking thing. And it's, why are you getting so excited, Nico? Because I'm so tired of leftist hypocrisy, fake news, CNN's fake news, leftist just bullshit hypocrisy in general, Joe Biden's bullshit. I'm sick of all of it. And people honestly believe that they can just choose to continue flip-flopping on their own stances just to keep up with the orange man bad syndrome. And it's enough. It's like, stop with the Trump thing. Either you're going to tell him to do something and he does it and he's actually doing good things and you're going to be like, hey, at least he's doing something good. Or you're literally just refusing to accept the fact that he's doing anything. You're refusing to accept that fact. You're refusing to acknowledge that it could be a good thing, that he's actually taking a responsible decision here. He's not out speaking in any particular kind of negative way or harsh way. He's just doing what he needs to do, getting onto the microphones, telling us what's going on, and leaving to go do more work. What's wrong with that? I have to ask, what is wrong with that? Why are you guys so inherently, like you dedicated your whole lives to attacking Trump, to attacking his policies, to attacking everything he does? And again, it's not to say that he's without criticism. It's not to say that he's the perfect human being, or that he's a god, or anything of that sort. But right now, at least he's doing something. At least he is doing something. Joe cannot even articulate a plan to recover the economy and get us out of this COVID mess. Trump is at least putting shit together, assembling the necessary teams, putting forth the necessary measures. Regardless, we're going to continue with the article, because I can go on forever.
A move that medical experts say was critical in reducing the spread of the virus to those countries. Biden refused to take any questions after reading his short statement off an auto cue. In recent months, we've seen Biden appear confused about key facts, policies, dates, and names. He even at one point forgot Barack Obama's name. The Democrats' Biden or bust strategy has seen the former vice president become the clear frontrunner to be their presidential candidate. But no matter how hard the Democrats and their allies in the media try, Biden's cognitive issues can no longer be ignored or blamed on some right-wing conspiracy. There is simply too much footage of his muddled rants, inexplicably bizarre outbursts, and Charlie Sheen levels of confusion to try to gaslight the American public.
Okay, she raises another fantastic point. Literally, his mental degradation cannot even be remotely ignored anymore. If you honestly believe, you look at what he does lately, you look at how many times he's slipped up in public, how many times he's made verbal mistakes, forgotten who people are, forgotten dates, forgotten significant events. I highlighted some of the, and I didn't even highlight the worst moments. I highlighted some of the beginning moments of an entire 17-minute compilation of him fucking up, verbally and mentally, cognitively losing himself, just in the middle of a sentence, in the middle of an event, in the middle of a speech. It's highlighted in detail. There was nothing cut out, nothing censored, or nothing manipulated or made to appear more than it is. It is Joe mentally falling apart at the seams, and you guys are refusing to accept that, acknowledge it. You still think it's Biden or bust, and you guys are going to, even if you go in with that mentality, and when you do, even if he wins, you will have screwed us all over, because he does not know what he's doing. And on top of that, he would ultimately just serve as a Trojan horse for whoever he brings in as VP, because he would have to step down as president if he was elected. There's no way he can mentally keep any form of office for very long. With the way he is now, and, with all you're seeing in these speeches, the mistakes, the forgetting, the mumbling, the pausing, the weird fucking statements, okay? It's not long before he is so unfit that they have to force him to step down, and then whoever his VP pick is takes office by default. He Trojan horses a president. That should be an outright disqualifying quality. If you know for a fact someone you elect is going to end up having to leave office very shortly after they're in office, get them off the ballot. Because why are they on the ballot to begin with? If you know they're just going to be a Trojan horse for a chosen president by the Democrats, they're basically hand-picking their president at this point, if Joe Biden wins. Why would you do that? It should be illegal. It should be against the rules and an immediately disqualifying factor. But that's okay. You go ahead and do your Biden or bust. Go ahead and see what she has to say.
Biden has appeared frail, perplexed, and just odd on too many public occasions. So much so that his campaign workers have been accused of elder abuse for wheeling him out weekend at Bernie style. This week, Biden launched an astonishing attack against a blue-collar worker in Michigan who questioned his proposed gun laws. Not only did Biden get basic facts wrong and misstate his own policy, but he told the constituent in a hard hat he was full of SHIT and a horse's behind, and got aggressively in the man's face to the point where the voter said, "This is not okay." Have a look at Biden's response.
Wait. Take your AR-14s and what?
Okay, this is not okay.
Hold on.
All right.
Hey, let's
you want
get
to tell me this?
There's a lot of guys. A lot of guys wanted.
It's hard to make out, but he pretty much said, "Don't tell me that, pal. Don't tell me it's not okay. I'm going to go out and slap you in the face." When journalists asked him about that spat and why he swore at a union worker, Biden seemed genuinely confused and said,
People targeting over this exchange this morning with the voter about guns. Any impressed about how you handle it?
Well, I'm surprised that Sanders is joining Trump. It's just surprising.
Wasn't it illegal to swear at an American, though, especially a union voter?
that's the man who much of the media claim is best equipped to bring civility and honour back to the White House. Here's a man who's developed a habit for abusing voters. It's an odd strategy, given the Democrats desperately need middle America. You know, the people who voted twice for Obama before switching to Trump, to swing back to them. Last month, Biden called a woman a lying, dog-faced pony soldier after she asked a mild question, and he even challenged an Iowa voter to a push-up contest and an IQ test. Biden's gaffes, episodes of confusion and bizarro comments are becoming all too common on the campaign trail. I'm not even talking about his hair-sniffing antics.
Look, tomorrow's superstar Tuesday. And I want to thank you all. I tell you what, I'm rushing ahead, aren't I? 150 million people have been killed since 2007 when Bernie voted to exempt the gun manufacturers from liability. It would put 720 million women back in the workforce. Nobody should be in jail for a nonviolent crime. My name's Joe Biden. I'm a Democratic candidate for the United States Senate. What's not to like about Vermont in terms of the beauty of it? And what a neat town. Play the radio. Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. We choose science over fiction. We choose truth over facts. Think about it. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
But there's more. There's always more.
Things I'm proudest of is getting passed, getting moved, getting control of the Paris Climate Accord. I'm the guy that came back after meeting with Deng Xiaoping and making the case that I believe China would join if we put pressure on them. You had people like you had people like the former chairman and leader of the party in Germany. Go to Joe 3033.
Biden's decline has been evident for some years. Back in 2017, at a swimming pool in Delaware, the pool was being renamed in his honour, he gave perhaps the most bizarre speech ever by a mainstream politician. Have a look.
I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun, and the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
It's little wonder Biden's team is trying to restrict his time in front of microphones. Some of his recent speeches at rallies have been as short as 7 minutes. Meanwhile, Trump regularly talks off the cuff for 90 minutes at rallies, cracking jokes, trolling his rivals, and occasionally talking policy. Of course, Biden can still beat Trump, though that may look unlikely 8 months out. But Biden has two great assets. The bulk of the media, who are sadly so afflicted with Trump derangement syndrome that they'd find a way to condemn him, even if he found a cure for coronavirus. And Biden's other great asset is that he's not Hillary Clinton.
Holy shit. Guys, I think we found a winner. Australia just went in deep. They went in hard. They said, fuck you to the American media for being such fake news, so biased, that they literally, she's not wrong in saying, he could find the cure for cancer, he could find the cure for the coronavirus, he could find the cure for every disease on the planet. And they'd still find a way to be like, that's not right because Trump did it. And again, I'm not the kind of man who's just like, oh, Trump is always the best no matter what. Again, I emphasize, you can criticize him about many things. But right now, at least he's putting in some effort. At least he's giving things a shot. He's doing his best with all of our medical officials who are also doing their best. And on top of that, he is a significantly more cognitively aware individual than Joe Biden. And that speaks volumes. And then that last bit about him not being Hillary Clinton, holy shit, man. That was a hell of a kicker. I love that. But here's the thing. That's not going to help him. It's not going to help him. It's not going to help him because Trump, as I said earlier, is the king of comebacks. He is the king of wit. He knows how to push his opponent's buttons when he is speaking to them. And a one-on-one debate against Trump, when Trump is just fired up and ready to go, when it comes to debating Joe Biden, with Joe Biden falling apart at the seams the way he is, not able to formulate any kind of particular sentence, not making any sense when he does form a sentence, I just think he's just going to be pathetically torn apart. He's going to be pathetically torn apart. And after all this, if you guys honestly believe Joe Biden is still some top pick for president, the best choice for America, I don't know what to tell you, man. I do not want. At this point, he shouldn't even be a candidate at all. He shouldn't even be an option, because it would literally just be him being a Trojan horse, stepping into office and making sure that his VP gets to serve that term. That's all it would be. Okay? So, I don't care. You know, even if he does win, and even if he picks a woman VP, and it's like, oh, Biden steps down, and we have a first woman president, yay, we made history. No, you didn't. Because that person would not have been voted for. It would have been Biden that was voted for. And he's, like I said, a scumbag. He's got a lot of stuff tied to him that is just scummy and creepy, and I mean, he's like a pedophile. He's like a pedophile. He displays the likeness of a pedophile. And with the allegations posted against him, and the video of him touching on little kids and smelling their hair, and to me, that's enough. To me, that just shows everything. But there's no definitive evidence as to one way or another aside from that. So I cannot make a absolute claim. I can only state an opinion in the fact that I feel he has pedophilic inclinations. He's been accused of sexual assault with credible evidence posed against him. And then on top of that, he just has corrupt dealings with money in the past with Wall Street and is mentally falling apart. If all of those things don't stack up as not presidential material, when you tried to accuse Trump of most of the same things, the only thing you couldn't really accuse him of at the time was the fact that he wasn't mentally falling apart, as Joe is. So, I don't know. With all that stacked against Joe, if you honestly feel he is the top pick for president still, you're delusional and you're hypocritical. Especially if you bash Trump ever in your life, you're hypocritical. So, I'm going to leave you guys with that. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys understand that Joe is just not the way. I wanted to make a video emphasizing this because, I don't know, there's got to be a better choice. We should be demanding that he get removed from the ballot and somebody else take his place. Because if Joe was to get voted in by the Democrats, by the liberals that defend him so hard, it would be horrible. I would rather anyone else in the Democratic Party be on the ballot than him. Because then at least if people voted blue no matter who, it wouldn't be somebody who's gonna fucking shit his pants while turning the keys to the fucking nuclear arsenal because he thought that, you know, South Korea took his lucky underwear yesterday. Or some shit like that. You know, like, who knows? He's so unstable that he could do anything at any time, even if he does maintain office. He could do anything. And he can't be trusted. So, that's not me endorsing or denying one way or another. Like I said, you vote for who you want. You vote for what you want. You vote based on your ideals. If your ideals lead you to Joe, to me that's concerning, but that's on you. That's up to you. You vote how you want. That's neither here nor there. I, for one, am just going to watch this go down. And in that case, I will catch you all on the flip side. Thank you all for watching my video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, or if you don't like what you see, be sure to down thumb and tell me why. And in that regard, you all be safe. Stay safe in the COVID thing. Be sure to, just stand strong in there. We're all in this together. We're all kind of stuck in the same situation, and hopefully we can go back to work soon. And hopefully we can all recover from this and look at this as like a bad memory. But that's all up to how things go, man. And who knows. But in any case, catch you guys on the flip side in the next video. Till then, bye-bye.